So what we got here is version 4 of the car that we've been printing, and this is kind of the quick rendering that SolidWorks will do. So you can see we've got the body. I actually made the whole body in SolidWorks, and believe it or not, I just started with a solid kind of chunk and then worked it down loft by loft to get to the final shape like this. I found that it was a lot easier to do it that way, or I guess it was a lot sturdier to do it that way because I tended to be able to regenerate parts quickly. And when I made changes to shapes, they were more likely to become defined and become 3D objects and not have errors with them. So I started and I made the entire shape of the car. It didn't just take a day or two, it took years. But this is where we are right now. And so you can generally get an idea of what it looks like. And it's about 90-inch wheelbase. It's based on that Factory 5 chassis, which I'll show you in a second. It's about 45 and a half inches high or something like that. And it's got 4.5 inches ground clearance. So objectively speaking, there's nothing crazy about the car. It's got plenty of ground clearance. It's got plenty of height to get in and out. It's not that wide. It's maybe an inch or two wider than like a Factory 5 type of car, but maybe it's 70 inches wide total in the back. And we can fit, I think we might be able to fit 315s in the back of this car with this current setup. So that's the body. What I did is I basically made the car body, made it a solid, and then I chipped away at the faces to give me this kind of shell, if you will. And then when we 3D print parts, what we do is we take the shell and we thicken it and then we cut it up. And I'll show you a little bit of that in a second. So here's the body, and then I just want to show you the frame. So if I just hide this guy for a second, you can see the frame. This is the Factory 5 frame, I should say, right here underneath. And I got the LS1 there. I've got a lot of parts that I made on that LS1. Got the cold case radiator there, of course. The trans, although that's not an accurate trans, it's at least in the right spot. And you can see this is the Roadster chassis that you can get from Factory 5. It's been cut up a lot, but the frame or the bones of it is the same. And you can see where I've got like the motor mounts and sitting in there and whatnot. It's really cool. Actually, we sketched this frame up and drew it from scratch. So, and it's pretty darn accurate. And it's nice because it's in SolidWorks because we can tweak it and kind of do whatever we need to it. Cut parts off, like we trimmed a lot back here to get things like the windshield to fit in. And this is a really good, actually, way to show how the clearance is on this car. So this is the top of the LS1. This is the LS1 intake. Look at the bottom of that windshield. I mean, there is not much room at all. So the problem we had with the Ford, the 302, is that it was a really great compact engine, but the carburetor is sitting in the center and the air filter has to go above that. So when I did all the videos of that car, it was actually running without an air filter because the air filter would physically interfere with the windshield if we tried to put it on. Actually, the throttle opening blades were barely clearing the windshield when we drive that car. So that's why we had to switch to an LS1 and hey, pick up another 100 or 150 horsepower too. It's not the end of the world, but I really love the way that 302 Ford sounded. Anyway, back to this car. So we got the stock Mustang gas tank in there. We've got our center Flowmaster exhaust. We've got a roll cage that we'll be making and putting in the car, bolting and or welding it to the frame and using a lot of the Factory 5 pickup points for the tubes. And so this should hold us in at the track. Like I said, goal is Homestead and Sebring to begin with. And these are some custom wheels that I made and designed. They're 3-piece wheels, and we'll hopefully have them made soon, so stay tuned. They're a really cool project. That was a lot of work, but I printed out some versions of these cars in plastic, these wheels in plastic, and they look incredible. So I can't wait to do that. We've got the 3D dash here. Check that guy out. It's just like it looks in the car. We split it in parts to print it. It's got all the vents in there, light switch. Ironically, this is like from an early Saab 900, this light switch. I'm a big Saab fan. And then it's got the gauges fit in here in the binnacle. We've got our Alpine stereo right there. It actually fits. I've put it in. And the center console drawn up right there to accept 2 iPhones side by side. Speakers. So we're actually not that far away from having like a running, like real working car. So let me see if I can show you what the 3D parts look like when we go to make them. Okay, so we have this body saved in different configurations. So the configuration I'll go for right now is the 3D panels. It may take a couple minutes for it to do this, or hopefully less, and then let's show it. All right, there we go. So this is where we are right now, the stage in the build. The hood has been printed out. It's on the car. You've probably seen it. It's got all these little holes. These are through holes to help the carbon fiber on the outside bond through the ABS plastic, probably to a fiberglass layer on the inside, and that should give us a lot of strength. I know we've already done the hood, and it is really, really rigid. So let's see what else we can show here. You know what? Let's show the lines if we can. So in this view, we can actually see all the different lines in the car. These lines correspond to different brakes in the parts. Those brakes correspond to basically how big the printer can make a part. So this would be like the first rocker part, and it has a joint right here. You can't see it great there, but that joint allows to run carriage bolts through from the front, this panel to that panel, and then we use epoxy and we'll bond these guys together. So see, you can see it right there. It's got the carriage bolt recesses. And that gives us a really nice rigid body. And this ABS is very, very light. It's printed with almost no infill, just 1 or 2 perimeters, with a 0.8 nozzle, and it's very light. So when we add the carbon on the inside and the outside, I don't know if this body is going to be much heavier than a normal body, and I don't know why, but I think it might be just as strong as like a really good fiberglass body, because I've had this hood and I've thrown it around the shop and you cannot damage it. So, and that's with we have the hood with the carbon fiber on it already. So you can see the panels, about 2 feet by 2 feet. That's about the size of the print volume we have, by about 5 millimeters or so, a little less than a 1/4 inch in thickness. We've got our Hyundai Genesis door hinges right here, which will allow us to bolt the doors up, and making this right now, this panel, because the Factory 5 doesn't have like a lot of great mounting options for doors, because like they're just little shells and they're really tiny for Cobras. So we have to make like a more formal structure to mount these door hinges on. So that's what this is, a formal structure. I'll be drilling some more holes in the frame to secure those structures down. What else can I show you here? We've got just about everything installed in here. Whenever I come up with a new part to put on the car, I try to put it in the model, just so we don't have any weird surprises that pop up. But there you go. That's about it. I don't have these vents in here yet. These are going to be venting the front tires, and these vents obviously will vent the hot air from the engine compartment. And then we'll put a nice mesh behind the front grille here. But you get the idea. That's where it is. These are the front headlights that we get from Amazon. Super affordable, unbelievably bright at the same time. But that's the car. I just kind of want to show you the background of it and how it actually goes from your design to kind of this 3D printable piece that's then cut up and made on the 3D printer. And then we'll take these pieces and put them on the car, sand them, put some carbon fiber on them, and then probably paint over the carbon fiber at the end to get like a nice show car type finish. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot. These are our seats. These are, I think, the 6th version of the seats. So these are not on the car yet, but they're hopefully a little bit easier to get in and out. They've got some support throughout them, a little bit more than the original seats. And they've got the bolsters in the back here. And that's about where we are. So it's really exciting to do this. I've done this this is I think the 4th version of the car. And each time I do it, the car gets a little bit better looking, it gets a little bit more put together, it feels a little bit better every time you drive it. And this time I'm really excited because this one, we have the 400 horsepower engine in it, and we have really nice, good brakes all around on it, and I think the car is just going to absolutely fly. So thanks for watching.